So this is my first attempt at any kind of video like this. I've not really done a product review, so if it sucks, and I know my background sucks, my lighting sucks, my camera sucks, sorry. If you like this video, if it does well, I'll improve literally everything, but for now this is what I got, so sorry. So if you've been following my channel already, you probably know that I am obsessed with a certain little black dragon. This little guy. My logo, my bike, literally everything is kind of themed around that. Even my helmet. I'm sure you've seen this either in one of my videos or one of my Instagram posts. This is what I've been wearing for the past 3 to 4 years. It brings loads of smiles and I get thumbs up, I get laughs, people interact with this thing. I could just be in traffic, I look to the side and some dude's in the car just like... It's just such a great feeling, but unfortunately this thing is unbearable in the summer. It blocks every vent on this helmet. There's one up top here. There's one here just underneath all this fluff. I have to keep the visor cracked. It's just not good at all. With that in mind, I wanted to try and find myself a helmet similar to this, but not fluffy. And that led me down a little bit of a rabbit hole. I ended up landing on HJC. They had this helmet called the RPHA or the RPHA, and they had a Toothless the Dragon colorway in that helmet. It was like perfect. It had everything that this helmet had, just not fluffy. And that's exactly what I wanted. The only thing I didn't like about this helmet was the price. It was like £600, and at the time I did not have that money. Instead of putting it on my credit card, I just saved. I kept saving. I put back a little bit of money here and there from each paycheck, and eventually I had just about enough. But just as I was ready to do that, I found out that they were discontinued. We were at Fowler's and all they had in stock was a XL, and I am nowhere near an XL. And they were on eBay for a little while. It was some reseller. They had like one in stock in a medium. They were charging like £200 more than the MSRP, so I could not justify it. And about a year later, I was browsing Instagram and I came across one of HJC's older posts with the Toothless helmet design on there, and I decided to comment just asking HJC if they would make it again, and they gave me a little bit of a cryptic response, and it prompted me to do something. I basically said to them, like, do not make me beg, I will get on my knees and physically beg. And they goaded me into it. They actually said, like, basically go on then. So I did. I uploaded this video, which got nothing but emoji responses from HJC and a maybe we'll do it kind of. But hey ho, it was worth it. It got some views and it brought attention to the fact that this helmet was a wanted thing. Now, whether or not HJC already had this planned, I don't know, but a few months later, I was watching a reveal at this motorcycle show. It was another country's equivalent to our Motorcycle Live at the NEC, and HJC came on with their new RPHA 12 lineup. And what did I see? The RPHA 12 in a Toothless colorway. They had remade it in like a Mark II variant. They had teased a helmet that they'd done for a MotoGP rider before, and I thought they were just like having a laugh, like pulling everyone's leg, but they finally announced it. They didn't give a particular release date, so I was on Sports Bike Shop every single day for like a month waiting for this thing to drop. And I think it was February when they finally did drop it, and I went straight to Sports Bike Shop up in Bristol and I tried on 2 different versions. I tried the medium and the large. Ended up settling on the large, realizing that that was a bit more of a better fit for my head, whereas previously with other helmets have been a medium. I digress. I tried it, I loved it, it's the perfect fit for me. I brought it home. And here it is, the HJC RPHA 12. Now it is April when I'm filming this, so I have actually had this thing for about 2 months. It's just been sat over there in the corner, collecting dust and cobwebs and things. But there's a couple of reasons why I haven't shown it to you guys already. First one being the weather outside has just been awful. January was non-stop rain. It did not stop for a single day in the UK. February was Baltic. It was like -2. Yeah, March, decent. April, we're getting some really nice weather now. So I decided to break this thing out. The other reason I didn't show you guys sooner, I was waiting on a couple of bits to arrive. Chin mounts, an absolute must-have for a motovlogger. These are made in Canada, shipped from Canada, and they make things really simple for people ordering from the UK. There's no hidden fees. These were £37. I only paid for the mount, and these were on a crazy deal. I actually got a action pack, they call it, for free Yeah, if you're looking for a chin mount, check these guys out. I'll leave a link in the description. I'm not sponsored. I just genuinely use these products and I think they're great. This is a chin mount on my Nolan. I've had this thing on here for 2 years and it's solid. Like, that ain't going nowhere. The other thing I need to get installed is this. It's my Cardo refreshment kit. Just need to move my Cardo from my old helmet to my new one. Once I've done all that, I can get this thing out on the road. So, now that we've got all the little talky bits out of the way, let's move on to the unboxing. So while we're unboxing this, I just want to apologise in advance for the camera angle. I've only got one usable camera. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get my hands and cut off at the neck. That is just how it's going to be. So let's crack this baby open. I really like the design on this sleeve. I kind of want to frame it or something. Put it up on the wall. That look quite cool. In the corner. Maybe I'll do that, or cut it in half and put it up on the wall. Let's take a look at this thing. So there is an ungodly amount of cardboard before you actually get to anything. You have this weird little segmented design. This I'll come on to in just a moment. This is actually really amusing. Then we got a little flap here. It's just a flap. And then in the box you get a light smoke visor. Next up you get a Pinlock 120 XLT visor insert. These are really good in the cold weather and the rain because they just keep that layer of fog away from the inside of your helmet. It's kind of annoying that they only give you one Pinlock visor in the box because you've got two visors, which makes absolutely no sense to me. Maybe from a marketing standpoint, they want you to buy the extra one, but you're paying nearly £600 for this helmet. It would have been nice for them to just include the second Pinlock, just so that you can swap your visors out without worrying about the fog. Last but not least, we have the helmet. I will give you a bit of a forewarning. The cover on this thing smells really strongly. Like, it's got this really artificial kind of neoprene smelling odor, and it really does hit you in the back of the throat at first. So before I show you guys that one, this little box, I think this is so funny because on the end it says additional accessories enclosed inside. I don't know if you can see that on the camera there. Additional accessories enclosed inside. You open it, there are no additional accessories. The user manual. This whole box for the user manual. You do get a sticker, a HJC sticker. I think there's actually 3 stickers. There's a big one and a couple of little ones. I'm probably going to put the big one up here. I've got an Alpine Stars sticker on my wall over there with my little Polaroid style photos and things. So that'll go up there with those. So let's get this thing out of its protective bag so you can see what we're dealing with. So this helmet is comprised of a new kind of material. HJC call it the PIM Evo or the PIM Evo. It stands for the Premium Integrated Matrix, whatever that means. It's basically a multitude of different materials comprising of carbon aramid fibre, carbon fibre, glass fibre, organic non-woven fabric, and natural linen fibre. This makes the helmet extremely shock resistant and lightweight. The visor is a Pinlock HJ42, which is I think 99% UV resistant, which is really cool. And all of those things combined gives it that ECE 2206 rating. This helmet also has the gold sticker for the British Motorsport. So you can take this one on track in the UK if you wish. It is a race designed helmet, so it'd be kind of a miss if it didn't have that. But if you're going to be doing track days, rest assured you will be able to use this helmet. Now looking at the design of this helmet, I really like how it's all matte and everything's printed, but I do have a concern about these eye decals. They are glossy, whereas everything else on the helmet is matte. So not only do the eyes feel like a little bit of an afterthought, they look almost like stickers. In fact, they might be, which does potentially mean after a while these could wear down and you'll just have like a messy green blob where there used to be an eye and the rest of the helmet still looks pretty good. Or it could go the other way round where you've got scratches all over the rest of it and the eyes look really good and it'll just be really out of place. So that is unfortunate. I wish they'd have just stuck to one design, although the gloss against the matte does look really nice when it's brand new. Switching around to the back, you've got Toothless's little tail here, which is a love-hate kind of thing. You might like it. Personally, I don't. I kind of feel like if this is Toothless's head, why is his tail on the back of his head? Like, if my whole bike and me as a person, if we're all like Toothless as one, then surely my tail would be at the back of the bike rather than at the back of my head. Like, it'd be cool if HJC maybe included a decal that you can stick on the back of your bike or something like that, or maybe something you can purchase. That would have been really cool. Now, the vents situation. You have got loads of vents on this thing. You got one on the chin, one on the brow, two up top here, and you got exhaust vents on the front. The two up top are the ones that interest me the most because these are on like a little wheel system and they're really tactile. I don't know if you can hear this. It's going to make it really easy to know when you've opened and closed them with your gloves on. And the best thing about these vents is where most helmet companies, they just leave these as intakes and there's nothing at the back. So that can cause a bit of extra drag when the vents are shut. Wind comes over the visor here, enters into these vents, and it drags the helmet back. It's just scooping all that air up. What HJC have done is around the back, they've opened these vents up. So when you've got these shut, all the air goes through the vent rather than into it, and then it gets diffused down the back of the helmet and through this spoiler. So that reduces all that extra drag, makes it extra aerodynamic, which I think was a really nice design and particularly effective on those track days. Then you've got this brow vent here that's going to send air straight to your forehead, which is great because that's going to keep all that sweat off your brow. Down the front you've got your standard chin vent, which is going to send all the air up through into the front of that visor, keeping it nice and clear. The next thing I'd really like to mention is how the visor catches on the side rather than the front. This is particularly good for motovloggers like myself. When you've got a camera mounted on the front of your helmet here, it makes it really difficult to get to that latch at the front. But having it on the side here, it means the camera's not interfering with it at all. So you can have this mounted as close to the visor as you want. You can have it out. It doesn't matter because that control is on the side. You can still pop that open, which is really nice. That's an issue I've had with my Nolan, with my chin mount being on the chin at the center there and the flap to open it being dead center at the front. Having the camera there made it nearly impossible to get to that without hitting the camera first, and that often knocked it out of place or moved it down, and that ruined a lot of my shots. Next up, this helmet does have emergency quick release cheek pads, which is brilliant in an accident. Whether you're on the track or on the road, paramedics can just reach in, grab those tabs and pull out the cheek pads. Makes it nice and easy to take that helmet off if you need to. I will demonstrate that now. That's it. Nice and easy. So they both just pop out in a downwards motion. I probably didn't have it spot on because it's not on my head, so I wouldn't have been pulling it out in the right direction, but you get the idea. So what HJC have done with their quick release is something I really appreciate. All these little white nubs, they're all kind of pointed down, so it makes it nice and easy just to pull straight down and out. On my old Nolan, and probably a lot of other helmets as well, it's all mechanical, so you pull on this little red strap and it pulls a little lever down. I don't know if you can see this, but it opens and closes a little flap just here that allows for the little nub inside the helmet to move up and down freely, which is great in theory, but in practice it just doesn't do enough to hold on to this thing. Every single time I take my helmet off, this arm gets nudged and the cheek pad just becomes undetached at the top and then eventually at the back and then eventually at the side, and all it's held in by is hopes and dreams. So this thing, trash. These are the real MVP. Now of course when you're cleaning your helmet you want to take out the top headliner as well. That's really simple. It's just 2 poppers at the back here and the rest is brow mounted at the front. So just pull on that from the front and that will come out and you can take the whole thing out. I won't be doing it right now just to save time, but just know you can remove that headliner if you need to. Now whilst I sing the praises of HJC's cheek pad design, there is one flaw that I've found with these things, and that is putting them back in. It sucks. I really struggle getting these things back in. So you're just going to have to give me a sec while I struggle with that. I'll be right back. You get one in, another one pops out. Yeah, the chin curtain's removable too. Totally didn't have an existential crisis trying to put those back in. So that was the helmet linings and all the gubbins on the inside. You do also have a little cutout either side for a cardo. I forgot to mention that while I was in there. But if you're not going to use a cardo, this helmet does come equipped with these little pads that sit inside those cutouts so that you don't have your ears pressed into the EPS foam. But yeah, you got 40 to 44mm-ish cutouts there to fit all your cardoing needs. The visor system is really simple. It's got this nice triangle design, but you pull on these little tabs just in here, you pull them forward and it will release the visor. Just like so. Just pops straight out, which makes it nice and easy for those quick changes on the fly as it gets dark. Ta-da! It is time. Let's get this light smoke one installed just so that we don't look like an idiot in our fishbowl. There we go. You can't really tell on camera because it is that much of a light smoke, but yeah, it's definitely an improvement over the fishbowl. Let me throw this on real quick and maybe you'll be able to see a little better. Alright, here we go. It's not as dark as I would like, but it is an improvement. So I'm going to be leaving that one on there. This helmet is an intermediate oval shape, which is kind of typical of HJC. So if you're unsure if that's going to fit you, make sure you go to a shop to try it on. Somewhere that's going to let you walk around in store for 15-20 minutes. The longer you can wear it in a store, the better. Somewhere like Sports Bike Shop, they have a brilliant returns policy. So you can actually buy the helmet, take it home. You can wear it for as long as you like around the house, and as long as you haven't opened any of the accessories or taken it out on the road, all the stickers are still intact. You've actually got up to 365 days to return the helmet, which is really, really helpful. Pop in there, try the helmets on, and find what fits you. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this helmet for now. I haven't taken it out on the road, but I will give it a little update further down the line if you want to find out a bit more. So I'll be doing another video fairly soon with the camera, the mic, how I'm going to set this whole thing up. So if you want to be notified when that one goes live, make sure you are subscribed. And if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. This is the end. So have yourself a blessed day and keep it shiny side up.